This is exactly what we've been using for over 18 years, helping massive thought leaders and influencers, TV personalities really consider their brand, grow their brand, and do that in a way that gets them an ROI. So you've heard us break down this entire model before, but what we want to show is the intersection that happens between getting clear, getting noticed, and getting paid. So getting clear is that whole idea of getting clear on exactly who your brand is, what your business model is now, not what it was 10 years ago, who are the ideal clients that you're most excited to talk to, and then what are the marketing channels that you're going to use to get in front of them. So that's that big idea behind getting clear. This is step number one. Like if we think of this as a combination lock, this is the first step you have to take. Step number two is getting noticed. This is what most people tend to think about a brand. They think about their logo, their fonts, their colors, the voice of their brand, the messaging, the actual website. This is actually step two and what you should be focusing on in order to get an ROI on your brand. So that's that second piece here of getting noticed. And that third piece is getting paid. This is getting paid what you're worth. And all the pieces that go into that really break down to the different touch points that your customer is going to experience from your brand. That's everything from your customer service team to the actual quality of your email campaigns to the ads that you're using to draw them in. So anything that could possibly touch your brand and also align with your client, those are the touch points they're experiencing. But then we also think about the products themselves, dialing those in, making them juicy, making them really answer the problems that your ideal clients have. And that final piece of getting paid is going back and actually reviewing the existing funnels that you have and making sure that they're up to date, that we haven't forgotten anything. But when we step back one level higher, this is where we really start to uncover what the ROI is. So when you start by getting clear, again, this is step number one. When you start by getting clear, and then you work on getting noticed, and then you work on getting paid, we can see there's this overlap here between getting clear and getting paid. When I have my brand foundation dialed in, I know who I am and what I stand for and who I'm serving. And I know that my touch points, my products, and my funnels are all dialed in. These are the things that crank the lever on revenue. These are the things that when you have those dialed in and you are consistently executing on them and refining those things, that is what amps up your revenue. And then when we look at the overlap between getting paid, having those products dialed in, but also getting noticed, having that messaging dialed in, the visuals, the website, when these things overlap, this is where the optimization happens. Not only in your brand and your products, but also in your team, which I know we'll get into a little bit more. But this is where optimization happens. And when we have built that brand foundation through Get Clear, and then we're creating the visuals, the content, the website based off of that Get Clear foundation, this overlap is where identity happens. So you get an ROI on your brand when you have dialed in the revenue levers, you've dialed in the optimization in your team and in your brand, and you've dialed in that identity. That is your ROI. And the crazy thing that we have noticed from studies with Forbes, with the biggest companies in the S&P 500, is when they have dialed in their brand and they are consistently executing on the plan, in the next 3 to 5 years, they're going to see anywhere between a 23 to 25% increase in their brand when they are pulling all the levers and everything is marching in the same direction. So this is why it's so incredibly important for you guys to really follow things in this exact order and then make sure that you're circling back and dialing in that ROI.